Mr. Peacock has recently constructed a fine stone vault there to secure county land contracts.
Now. With all due respect, Mr. Prendergast, I should think that the courthouse would be better situated in Canada Way. The larger concentration of population resides along Lake Erie shoreline, where transportation is much more developed. And it only makes sense to locate the county courthouse in an area of the county where it is most convenient to the majority of people.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Orton, but Mayville has its advantage, a more central location to all county residents. It is my opinion that the citizens of the county would be much better served by having the county courthouse located in a place that is reasonably centrally located from all areas of the county. As the population in the center of the county becomes more settled, this will be convenient for everyone. Our population now stands at 2,400, with more settlers arriving daily.
Well, now there you go again. I must take great exception to your proposal, sir. I should be remiss in my position as representative of the people of Pomfret if I were not to insist that the courthouse be in Canada Way. With the state of New York requiring yet another tax levy to raise the necessary $1,500 for the structure, it is unreasonable to expect that it would not be built in a location where the majority of its citizens can use it. Your proposal, Mr. Prendergast, would have a majority of citizens traveling long distances for services. The question is not the centrality of the location, sir. The question is locating the courthouse in the most highly populated region.
Well, I can appreciate the logic of your position, sir. It remains that locating the courthouse in Mayville is fair and more equitable solution for all the people of the county, not just the population in the north. May I reiterate that Mayville was selected as a county seat by Albany. The Holland Land Office is located here because of that designation. The Portage Road is our most direct route between the Great Lakes and Chautauqua Lake, which is vital to the movement of goods and settlers to the interior of the county. We must acknowledge the wisdom of Albany and build our courthouses in Mayville.
Excuse me? Did you say the wisdom of Albany?
I did.
Well, sir, if you insist on holding that position, I must tell you that I shall withhold my vote for the approval of the tax levy necessary to raise the funds for the courthouse construction. I cannot, in good conscience, approve of a tax levy from Albany for the courthouse that will prove an inconvenience to a majority of our population. My constituents outnumber yours, and we would prevail should it be brought to a vote.
Well, for my part, sir, if you choose to hold that position, I shall be forced to withhold my vote approving the audit of the accounts for the town of Pomfret.
You do know this meeting cannot adjourn without the approval of the town charges. It appears we're at an impasse, sir.
It appears so. I would have to think that there's only one solution to this dilemma.
Yes?
You must admit, sir, that since people have been coming to Mayville, as it is, to record land transactions and election results, it makes sense to continue that practice and build the courthouse here. Were you able to see your way clear to vote for the levying of the tax for a courthouse to be built in Mayville? I'm sure I can see my way clear to vote for the approval of your financial records, Mr. Orton.
You do drive a hard bargain, sir.
Probably Dr. Rudy.
I cannot say that I stand in full agreement with your reasoning, sir, but we are charged with managing the county, and I cannot return to Pomfret without the approval of the records. So, with that in mind, I believe I am ready to take the vote, Mr. Prendergast, but I can assure you the issue of relocating the county seat will be brought before this body again in the future.
Okay, very well, Mr. Orton. All those in favor of levying $1,500 for construction of the courthouse and jail at Mayville signify by raising your right hand. All those in favor of approving the audited records of the town of Pomfret and Chautauqua signify by raising your right hand. Very good. Well, I believe that concludes the business at hand to everyone's satisfaction.
Well, if not to everyone's delight, Mr. Prendergast, there is, however, something that we can put on the agenda for next month.
And what would that be, Mr. Orton?
The people are considering whether we should not reduce the size of our body or not.
Really? You're suggesting that we'd... You're suggesting that we would reduce this body from 2 members to 1?
Yes, and I have a fair way to do it.
Why would you want to do this? I mean, do you believe it would save money?
Well, of course it would.
Well, how much?
At least $25.
I don't know. The people of this county are demanding the representation. We'll have to think about that, Mr. Orton.
Well, if it comes down to it, I have a fair way of deciding who should lose their position.
Okay.
I suggest we do a 50-yard race.
Well, Mr. Orton, as you can tell, I have rheumatism and I don't walk very fast, so how about an arm wrestling contest?
That will be something we can discuss further next month. I would like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second, all in favor? Meeting adjourned. Mr. Orton, will you start your journey back to Canada Way, or will you be staying another night?
Well, you know, it is pretty late. Travel is hard, and a day's travel is better started early. I'll stay the night, take my leave in the morning. Shall we take supper together?
Sounds like a good idea. It'll be my pleasure, Mr. Orton. I understand they serve great meals in Olive's restaurant. I'm sure the taxpayers will be glad to pick up the tab. After you, Mr. Orton.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I think that our actors did a great job, and certainly are deserving of another round of applause for their work this evening. What I know is not an act is that both those gentlemen delight in the service that they provide to the people of Chautauqua County, as the other legislators do, and so it was great to see them to be able to have the opportunity to display that for us this evening. We do have some announcements that Michelle would like to make, and then we have the part that I've also been waiting for, and that's cutting and eating some cake. So, a couple announcements.
I have to say, if I was a Hollywood scriptwriter, I might have to accuse these two gentlemen of taking artistic license with the script they were provided with. But I think it made it much more entertaining, so they did a wonderful job. But just to tie into the fact that the first county budget was $86.87, we are working to raise money for our bicentennial activities that will happen throughout this year. And we thought that we might ask those of you here tonight, if you were interested in making a donation to the Bicentennial Fund of $86.87, we have a special commemorative item that will be available for you to commemorate that very significant dollar amount. So there are there's information about it on the back tables. We also have our passports to history for sale. The folks from the Stowe Ferry Bicentennial Group are here, and we all want to support the ferry this year and try to keep that thing going. And we have some lapel pins that are also being sold for fundraising. So I appreciate you coming. There's plenty of food out back to enjoy, so please stay for a while and visit with us. Thank you.
We have a couple ladies with us here this evening that I would like to ask to do us the honor of cutting the cake. We have Helen Pearson with us this evening, and she has had a significant role in memorializing our history and carrying these thoughts forward. So Helen, would you do us the pleasure of being one of the folks to cut the cake as well? And I believe I saw my friend Halcyon here as well. Unless Halcyon, where are you? She was taking pictures right there. Would you like to join us as well in helping us cut this cake, and then we can get it ready for service? And so ladies, if you'd like to step over to the cake and get some photos and get the cake cut, and we can all enjoy that.
Just wait for Greg to come over so we'll get some pictures.
Very good, ladies. Go ahead. Cut the first piece, a big piece, so you guys can share it. Thank you, ladies. Appreciate it very much.